Welcome to my channel. Back with another movie recap. This is a drama, action and horror genre movie and it has 6.3 IMDb rating. The name of the movie is The Shallows and release year is 2016. The movie has won one award and been nominated 15 times from different film festivals. The film is about a young woman who is surfing on a secluded beach for her holiday. She finds herself on the feeding ground of a great white shark. To find out more about the film story, bear with me until the end. I hope you enjoy watching my recap. And as quick reminder, this video contains spoilers. Medical student Nancy Adams, Blake Lively, is on her way to the beach for a much-needed break. Her mother loved spending time at the beach until she died from cancer. A guy named Carlos, Oscar Jaenada, drives Nancy there. Although she had planned to travel with her friend Anna called in sick, so Nancy went on her own. She proposes him payment for his assistance, but he turns it down. In order to enjoy the waves, Nancy dons her surf gear. She runs across two local surfers who are aware of her tourist status. As the waves improve, Nancy comes over to hang out with them. Later, during a video call with her sister Chloe, Sedona Leg, Nancy raves around the beach and explains why their mom was right. It is indeed heaven. When Nancy calls her dad, played by Brett Cullen, he already knows she is going to visit her mom. He worries about Nancy and what she could do as a result of her loss. Nancy paddles further out past the breakers in search of deeper water and bigger waves. A whale's body floats above the water as she travels further from land. When Nancy spots peril, she attempts to return to the beach by riding a wave, but a great white shark crashes into her and knocks her off the board. After getting back aboard, Nancy begins paddling back, but the shark bites into her left leg, causing her to lose a lot of blood. Nancy fights to get away from the shark and eventually swims to a rock out of its grasp. She stops the bleeding by using the board's ankle strap as a makeshift tourniquet. When Nancy spots the other two surfers, she yells for them to aid, but it seems like they cannot see or hear her. The wetsuit is cinched around her calf. As Nancy looks for a method to escape the shark, the sky begins to darken. A wingless seagull is her sole company. When Nancy tries to consume a small creeping bug, she promptly throws up on herself. She comes across an inebriated man sprawled out on the beach. She raises her voice and gets his attention by doing so. Nancy motions for her to her purse so she may get some aid. The guy takes her phone and money and leaves. When he spots her board resting in the shallows, he dives in to retrieve it. As the shark approaches, Nancy shouts at him to run. As the guy swims back to the coast, she watches as he is attacked by a shark. The guy is ripped in two by the shark, and his upper body tries to escape by crawling to safety before it is killed. As night sets, Nancy feels the chill more acutely. To be warm, she slips on her suit again. She also reduces the pressure of the tourniquet on the affected limb. The anguish is so great that Nancy abandons her attempt to self-suture with her earrings and necklace chain. The other two surfers head back out to the water first thing in the morning. As they paddle off on their boards, Nancy yells to them. One of the surfers dispels her fears by insisting there is no shark. The shark leaps up and swallows him whole, proving him incorrect. The second surfer makes a dash for the rock, but the shark drags him under. Near the rock where Nancy is attempting to bring him to safety, he swiftly resurfaces. The shark drags him under, and he is left with only his camera-equipped helmet. Nancy watches the shark as it swims surrounding the boulder and calculates that it will take it 32 seconds to get around another rock. This gives her enough time to swim to the helmet. She decides to take the risk and make it to the small rock, but she is unable to get the headgear before the shark emerges. She encounters the helmet once more on her way back to the larger rock. As the shark swoops down, Nancy tries to grab it. As it scratches itself on the coral, the shark suffers an injury. It looks like Nancy has retrieved the helmet. She records a message to give to whoever recovers the helmet. She demonstrates the gangrene that has set in on her leg and leaves a note for her sister Chloe and their dad. Afterward, Nancy tosses the headgear toward the shore. After reattaching the seagull's wings, Nancy let the bird free on a hunk of surfboard. Several feet away, Nancy spots a buoy. She plots out her strategy to achieve her goal and draw attention to herself in the process. She braces herself as the shark approaches. Jellyfish begin to emerge in a group. If the shark encounters an obstacle it cannot overcome, in Nancy's opinion, it will be unable to hurt Nancy. Nancy dives in and swims towards the buoy, pursued by the shark. She received a sting on the shoulder, and the shark gets stung after eating jellyfish. When Nancy approaches the buoy, she discovers a flare gun there. When she sees a boat off in the distance, she quickly takes the gun and shoots a few bullets into the air. The boat, alas, has already turned its back and will never see her. A shark begins to swim in circles around the buoy. Nancy aims a flare at the shark and releases it. Now angry, the shark smashes at the buoy, tearing apart the links that hold it in place. It manages to untie the buoy and immediately begins chewing on it. Nancy fights valiantly to maintain her distance while clinging to the buoy. While exploring the bay's depths, she finds the chain that connects the buoy's spiky base to the seabed. Nancy manages to connect the chain to the shark just in time. As the shark pursues her, this causes her to be dragged down the bottom. At just the perfect time, she yanks away, sending the shark straight toward the base, where it is impaled. A little child on the beach comes upon Nancy's helmet camera and watches her footage. He is rushing to find his dad, who it turns out to be Carlos. Dehydrated and feeble, Nancy is found washed up on the coast by the two. They rush over to provide aid. Nancy notices the seagull is quite close by. Nancy has a last-second image of her mother's reassuring smile before she drops out. To which Nancy replies, "I am okay." After a year, Nancy is doing better, albeit she still has a large scar on her leg. Together with Chloe and their dad, she goes back to the shore. Chloe and Nancy enter the water as Nancy begins teaching her to surf. That was recap of The Shallows. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the recap, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to not miss videos like this.